welcome back to all my dear students and friends. I am Rabinshu Sharma, Assistant Professor in Department of Journalism and Mass Communication of Babu Banarsidas University, Lucknow. So today in this video, I will be teaching you about the advantages and disadvantages of radio. What are the benefits of radio? What are the pros and cons of the radio? So we will be discussing in this PowerPoint presentation. So let's get started with this. Advantages and disadvantages of radio. Before this video, I have already discussed with you about the what is radio and what is the structure of radio, or what are the characteristics of radio. So in this video, I'll talking you about the advantages and disadvantages of radio. So firstly, we will be talking about the advantages of radio. So radio is one of the media which covers huge population. And I have already discussed with you this point that it covers the major population of our country because it works on the FM and the AM, and it works on the signals, and it is a cheap medium to access. So anyone can buy a piece of radio device and can access the content. So radio is one of the media which covers the huge population. It can be accessed to the areas where televisions can't be accessed. Okay. The second advantage of radio is radio can be enjoyed at home, in office, while driving car, and can be enjoyed anywhere. If you talk about, or if you compare this radio with the other media like television, like newspaper ads, or like other things like mobile phones, so you cannot enjoy all the things at everywhere. Like TV nowadays, you can access both in the office and the home and the office as well. But while driving a car, you have to concentrate on the road. So you cannot concentrate. You cannot concentrate on both the places. Like you cannot watch TV and you cannot drive the car simultaneously. But if you talk about the radio, you can listen to the radio and while you can drive the car. If you have a call, you can pick a call, you can receive a call, and you can also enjoy the background music of the radio. So it can be enjoyed at home, can be enjoyed in office, and it can also be enjoyed by driving the car. Coming to the third point, the radio channel varies from region to region. Hence, you can listen radio in your regional language. Yeah, this is one of the most important point. The beneficial point of radio is that it can be accessed in your own regional language. If you see, we are living in a country where there are a lot of languages are used. For example, if you move every 100 kilometers from your place, you will find a variation in the language. That's local language, you can say. But if you talk about the regional languages, if you change from one city to the another, or even from one state to the another state, you will find a big change in the language. That's the regional language. So TV, if you see TV that is in English and Hindi. Nowadays, TV various channels are there which on air the programs on the various regional languages. But if you talk about the radio it has the system to on air the programs, the news and other things in your own regional language. Because radio channels varies from region to region. For example, if you are tuning to a particular frequency at Lucknow and you are tuning that particular frequency at Mumbai, so in Mumbai and Lucknow, both places the same frequency like Radio City. Both have the different language of the tone the RJs are saying, the program, the content that they are delivering. Maybe the brand name is same, frequency is same, but the content, the language that will be different. Okay. So the fourth advantage of radio is, like other entertainment media, radio is also favorite of large number of population. Yeah, nowadays in the digital era, we have cell phones, we have tablets, we have laptops, various mode of communication, like media we can access, modes we have, but still radio is the largest, like favorite of large number of population, because radio is again it's a cheap medium. It can be accessed anywhere. It's portability. You can carry radio anywhere, anytime, and it requires very less consumption of the power supply. You can also use radio to a particular place where you do not have the option of power supply, but still you have a double or triple A size battery or the button cell battery. You can access the radio with that much power also. So it's like you can access radio anywhere, and the people who are illiterate, they are also able to access the radio. So it's a favorite of a lot of people because it do not have to use the it do not have to deal with the literacy rate, or it do not have to like visually challenged people who are not who are not able to see the video. They can also access and enjoy the content. So it's favorite for them also. Coming to the next advantage of radio, you can advertise your product on radio, and the rate of advertisement is usually lower than the medium of communication. You can advertise your product on the radio, like we see like I have already talked to you about the we sell the airtime of the radio, the advertisers in the commercial radios. So here also you can advertise your products on the radio, and rate of advertisement is usually lower. As I've already discussed in my last to last video that in television, ads are like audio and video. So to move the content delivery and the brand image logo recall is more. But if you talk about the radio, there is only one sensor involved, and the medium is only audio medium. The content, the we are just listening about the product, brand, and services. So we are just listening the things. So in that case, advertisers are paying less amount to the radio, which is, you can say, it's not good for the economy of the radio, but it's good for the advertisers. They are even like they are able to send their ads in a very less price, because they have to tell about the product. They don't have to show their product. So you can, it's a plus point also that for the advertisers or for the people who are looking for the market space for the advertisement, they can advertise their product and rate of the advertisement. That's a price that is usually lower than the other medium of communication. Coming to the next one, that is that important information or news can be easily spread on radio. There are few places where TVs can't be accessed, where internet is not able to access. We are living in the like 2020. It's internet. It's 4G, 5G, 6G. We are living using broadband Wi-Fi era. So internet is everywhere. But still, there are a few places where internet connectivity is very poor, and people are not much aware about the new media, digital technologies. Still, those places, radio plays an important role. Radio, the news, that is very important. If you talk about the information and education, that is secondary one, but the news is very important for the local people who are living in a particular like hilly area or like the outskirts of the city, who they have to access the news to keep themselves updated. So important information of news that can be easily spread on the radio. For example, if a government has to transmit any information, they want to spread to the all over the world, and even the small places of the city, so they prefer radio. For example, let's say Man Ki Baat, Narendra Modi ji, in every last Sunday of the month, since 2014, 15, I guess, from 15, yeah, last Sunday of the month, Man Ki Baat, that is on aired on the televisions and the All India Radio, both the platforms, because there are a few people who are not able to access the TV and the YouTube, so they have option to access those content on the radio. Next advantages for local market. Radio is one of the powerful medium of communication. Let's say I'm living in Lucknow. So if there's some particular local business in Lucknow, and they want the target audience, they are targeting the audience of the Lucknow. They have to they have planned to sell their products and services within the city. So the target audience is Lucknow. So they want the advertisement to be on aired on the domain of the Lucknow. So it's a best platform for them, because they want the customer to walk into their shop or the business of Lucknow local level. So radio is the best option for them. They don't have to run for the television ads and other things. They know it's a best medium for the communication, and it is very fruitful for them, for the local business who want their promotion to be done in radio in very less cost. Last, I would say this, and the last not the least, was this advantage of radio is low cost production. Again, it's a very low cost production because they have to deal with the only audio thing. If you talk about the video production, the cost of the video ads is a lot much because we talk about the video, then the camera, we talk about the camera, we talk about the lights, we talk about the stats, we talk about the many things, actors, crew, and the various other things. But if you talk about the radio, it's audio. Radio, then the word audio comes to the mind. And when we talk about the audio production, then you need only mic and a sound clear or soundproof area where the ambient sound is very less and you can record your thing. So you don't have to look after the location. You can sit anywhere. Like you can sit on there, you can stand on the terrace and you can sit inside the room and just record your voice on the mic. It's very low cost. And if you talk about the post production, adding these sound effects and adding the background music, it's very easy and handy, and it costs very less if you compare with the video advertisement. So these were the some advantages of the radio production. So now let's see, there are some disadvantages of radio also. Coming to the disadvantage of the radio, the first disadvantage of radio is only an audio medium for the communication. See, if you talk about the advantage of everything has disadvantages also, but radio has very less disadvantages. Like it is only an audio medium. Again, I have already discussed it's only audio medium. So if the company is new in the market and we have to establish our product or we have to establish our brand image, then radio is not the best one. Yeah, if we have a good image in the market and for the promotion, or like if there is saturation in the product or the service, to reverse the saturation, like we are using the radio to recall again and again the brand value advertisement, the radio is only an audio medium again. So it means we are accessing the content including our one sense, that is ear only. Secondary, during bad weather, yeah, it's an important thing that during the bad weather, we all must have experienced one or the other time once in a lifespan of our time. Like in bad weather, one cannot listen to the radio properly. Maybe say there is some noise, maybe there is some technical problem due to some antenna problem. Like often unclear, it is affected by weather. So weather plays an important role in the radio transmission. If you talk about the new media, if you talk about the internet, the video that we are accessing through live streaming, or the we are accessing through the internet, or we talk about the television antenna, that is far more better than the radio, because in bad weather those do not get affected a lot if you compare with the radio. So during bad weather you cannot listen radio properly. You can listen, it may happen that you can listen, but it's not like every time it happens that there is a windstorm at the outside, it's raining, thunderstorm, and your radio transmission goes zero. See, these things happen, these things used to be happen earlier, but in nowadays technology advancement, things are getting very much like improving day by day. Companies and technologies are working, antennas they are using good qualities, everything is changing. So now, third disadvantage is you need to adjust frequency properly. Yeah, many time it happens you are manually adjusting the frequency. For example, let's say 98.6. So your audio gets catch exactly at the 98.6. If you do to 98.5, or if you do to 98.9 or 8, then there will be some noise video problem error in the noise in the radio transmission. So you need to adjust the frequency properly. Exactly, if it is 98.7, then it should be 98.7, neither 98.6 or 98.7. Okay, it should be that particular. Okay, the next disadvantage is less and limited radio channels are available compared to the other communication medium. Other communication medium like in TV and the online channels and the various advertisement platforms, a lot of mediums channels are available. If you talk about the radio, there are still in this 20th century, 21st century, the limited channels are there in the radio station. If you talk about the community radio, again limited. If you talk about the commercial, non-commercial radio, again limited. The few brands in India who are really doing very good. If you talk about the Radio City, Radio Mirchi, Red FM, Big FM, I mean, these are doing very good. But these are just on the finger count. They're not like the television channels. One cannot determine. One cannot say on a frequently, or I cannot count on my fingertips about the channels that are running on the televisions. Okay, so radio channels are still very less in today's time, limited and less. Okay. Radio is a background medium. Again, I already discussed this thing in the characteristics of the radio, and you can do a number of things while listening radio at your home. If you are doing household chores, you can listen to radio. If you are doing some writing work, if you're doing some reading work, and you can listen the radio in the background. Next, ads are an interruption to the entertainment. Yeah, in radio, it's like every medium it happens that the 60% of the revenue that comes from the advertisements and the 40% revenue that comes from the circulation, transmission, and the other things. So, again, like radio also ads are there. One cannot stop the advertisement. Sometimes if you see in like way that advertisements are the interruption to the entertainment. For example, if you're listening any song, so like four songs back to back, then after that you are listening the radio. This radio ads are just the interruption, but one has to listen because the radio people, they have to earn the money also for your entertainment. They are not charging anything from you. They are not charging anything from you for the subscription of the radio channel. They are on airing. It's free of cost. So for the advertise for the generate the revenue and to disperse the salary with the various people who are behind the radio, they have to run the advertisement, which is somewhere you can say it's an interruption to the audience. You are listening song, or for example, and for let's say we are listening the important talk show, or you are listening to news. After some particular point of time, again radio advertisement comes to, and radio advertisements are more than the television ads. Next, short exposure time. Again, it's you can say exposure time is very short. Content comes and goes. Next, low attention. People generally do not pay more attention to the radio. Earlier, it used to happen. People pay more attention to the radio, but these time, everyone is having a cell phone number at hand. Everyone is having accessing the laptop, internet. So people generally believe, if they see particular content or they watch thing, then they believe these things to be more okay because two of the senses are included, and in radio only one sense is included. Next is poor audience attentiveness. Again, we the same thing. Poor audience is not so much active because they are accessing only content. They have the option. If they do not have the option, but these days everyone is having the option to access. Everyone is having a smartphone. They have internet access, so they prefer to see rather than to listen. Creative limitations. To talk about the people who are behind the radio, who are making creatives who are into programming, who are the radio jockeys who are working day and night for us to give the best content and for our entertainment. So they have the option of creativity, but there's a lot of limitations because every time they have to think as an audience what we are accessing the content. So every time the RJ has to think as an audience because the words that they are using, so whether the audience is able to imagine or visualize that content or not. So they have to use those words. In fact, if they have to explain a particular situation, then they have to use more words rather than you are showing a particular scene in a movie or in a short film or in the serial. So in radio, things are again challenging for the creative people. So the limitations are creative. Again, no opportunity for the visual impact. It's only one medium, so you don't have the option to see the content and think about it. So opportunity for the creative people, it's so people who are working behind this team, they have very less because only one option is there. Lack of control. Okay, again, we have the lack of control on the radio because we cannot run radio we cannot get the content as per our need, as per our requirement. Like if you are opening the radio and tuning to your favorite radio station, so it may happen you are listening this song which is not of your favorite choice. or maybe at night if you want to listen a particular song. So demand that song at night rather than you have to listen what they are like broadcasting on the radio. So you do not have the control over the radio. Like, but if you talk about the internet and cell phone, you have cell phone, you have internet. Anytime, any day, any film if you want to watch, that you just open and access that. You have the subscription of these days. You have the subscription of Amazon Prime, Netflix, and the various other online web series channels. You can watch anything, anytime, anywhere. But in radio, the control is not like that. So it's one of the disadvantage of radio, you can say. So thank you for watching this video. I hope I tried to cover the various advantages and the disadvantage of the radio that are there in reality. So still, if you have some advantages and disadvantages of radio, you can add. So you have some query question, then please comment below in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. I hope you have liked this video. Okay, so thank you and be in touch.